Hey, and welcome to our 7th episode of the Broken Pictures podcast / YouTube show where we talk about, I always screw this up. We talk about the top 5 things in pop culture that you might have missed this week. There may potentially be spoilers for your favorite TV shows, movies, comics, and or video games. You have been warned. This is
the FOMO Show. I remember.
I'm sorry. I was trying to bump her under the table.
And
anyway.
You punched them out. And I remembered. I was ready.
Okay. I'm sorry. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The FOMO Show.
You were going to say, I thought you were going to say this is the FOMO Show. I thought you were starting from the beginning.
Okay. All right. Ready?
Ghost, do you want to say it too?
Ghost wants to say this is the FOMO Show.
Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Look up there.
Ready? All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. This is the FOMO Show. All right. So, a lot of things happening this week. We've got a huge list, but we've narrowed it down to 5. So, this is Dylan.
And I'm Lydia.
And we appreciate you guys watching wherever you're watching, YouTube, Facebook. Probably never going to put this stuff on Facebook because they don't.
So stop saying it.
Yeah, anyway.
Just cut it out, man.
They don't monetize. They don't let you monetize. Unless, once we start getting.
Anyway.
Yeah. Well, once we start getting advertisers and stuff, we'll want that to be.
One of these days.
Anywho, thanks for listening, whether you're. Thanks. I just cannot speak today. Thanks for listening on podcast. Also, hello to all our new listeners and watchers out there. We're only in our 7th episode, so we're still a baby show. And so don't forget to check out the website. That's www.broken.picturesno.com. And you can catch us on social media on Facebook, Broken Pictures Social, Instagram, and Twitter are broken_social. And we're on Patreon for Broken Pictures. But more importantly, if you would like, share, subscribe, rate, review, let the algorithm or the program that you're using to consume this content, let it know that this is something that other people might want to see. So give it a like, a share, and and rate and review. Give us some 5 stars, if you will. We'd appreciate that. That'll kind of push us up to the front of the stack there. And YouTube viewers, if you would, go ahead and subscribe and ting that little bell.
Ding.
Thanks. And that'll let you know anytime we put out a new video, so you can keep up on us. So also. Salso. Excuse me, I'm still coughing. If you hear my voice, I'm still kind of getting over the junk. Been sick for weeks.
Literally at like 3 a.m. this morning, I heard him like. I thought he was dying.
Yeah, hopefully I won't have a coughing fit during this. I'll just cut it out, I guess.
If you do, you're fired.
Yeah, it's
unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Inconceivable.
Do not think that word means what you think that word means. So just handling a little business. It is no longer January, so we have a winner for our January giveaway. Alice Lynn. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for being a subscriber. And what was the other thing? You liked the video. Thank you. We appreciate you for letting us know you're out there and for giving us a shot. So you win this DVD. All you got to do to get it is send me a private message, whether that's on one of our social media accounts or on YouTube. Just let me know where to send it to, and it belongs to you. And what'd you say? 2 weeks from? Yeah. 2 weeks, and then we'll.
If you don't reach out, we're gonna find a new winner.
Yeah, we'll be forced to find somebody else if you don't reach out to us, because I don't know how to get a hold of you on YouTube.
Since you did win.
I'll try to get a hold of you on YouTube. Reply to your message to let you know you won if you don't see this. So that brings us to the February giveaway. Boom. Black Panther. Boom. Black Panther. Black Panther all over. It is Black History Month, and in light of that, we're giving away Black Panther. This is a Blu-ray with digital code, multi-screen edition.
Unopened.
Unopened, completely new. You get yourself a copy of this. All you got to do to win, just like before, like a FOMO Show video from February. Comment. I don't even remember my own rules. Comment on a FOMO Show video from February and subscribe to our channel. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. And you got a month. Subscribe or like as many videos as you want, and that'll get my attention.
I don't think it necessarily increases your chances, though.
It may or may not. I will not disclose that.
Depends how obsessive you are.
Yeah, you might. Yeah. Anyways. So also a special note, if you haven't noticed, my hair is different.
What?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
You're not the dude anymore.
Not the dude anymore. I cut my hair off. It was long. It was.
Yeah, he did this.
Yeah.
Book him for a haircut. Just kidding. He doesn't cut hair.
Yeah, I can cut other people's hair as long as it's a trimmer.
Yeah.
I can do pretty much anything
not like
with a trimmer.
Snippy cutter.
Yeah.
He's not Edward Scissorhands.
I'm not good with scissors.
Yeah, so he got his hair cut.
Yeah, I just couldn't deal with it.
Literally last night.
Yeah.
So the 3 a.m. coughing he was still awake.
Yeah.
He was cutting his hair.
Yeah, I don't sleep like a normal person. I'm a night owl.
Also, another special note, if you haven't noticed, Quinn's not here again, so just keep his family on your mind.
Yeah, there's no nothing to be worried about. It's not like a family emergency or any crisis or anything like that. It's just some stuff they got to take care of. It's no big deal. He'll be back when he's done taking care of family, because family first.
But it does not hurt to keep him in your thoughts, because sending positive vibes out will definitely help things.
Yeah, and
always does.
Yeah, send him a message on social media and just let him know you're thinking about him.
Especially since he did the voice of the Crystal Bridges video that just came out today. So definitely send him a message and hit him up for his movie voice. Absolutely, yeah. He usually reads our #1 movie of the week because he's just got such a great deep movie voice. But I'm going to do it this week. Okay. Excuse me. So speaking of the Crystal Bridges thing, we record on Tuesdays. So, if you're probably watching this later in the week. And so go back, look up Crystal Bridges, Museum of American Art on social media. You can find that. And that's in Northwest Arkansas in Bentonville. That's where we reside, where we're based here in Northwest Arkansas. It is one of the foremost amazing museums in the country and in the world. It's a great museum. I'm a little biased. I worked there for a little bit. Quinn works there. He did the voice for their new Men of Steel, Women of Wonder. Men of Steel, Women of Wonder is their new, I can't think of the word right now, their new show. I'm drawing a blank. Anyway, you can also visit Quinn's social media. He's posted about it a couple times. And so if you visit any of his social media that we've tagged in past videos or anything, you can find it there too. Yep. So we've got a star among us. Ghost is freaking out because Two-Face is scratching at the door and he's like guarding it like a little sentry. Yeah. So book it. You can go ahead. Two-Face, quit. That's our cat's name, Two-Face. We're not nerds at all. So send Quinn a message. Book him for some voiceover work. He's got a great voice. And book me for acting and voices and stuff too. She's still taking care of the cat. Does she not want in? No, she wanted food. Oh, of course. Oh.
And by we didn't feed her this morning, that's not like I'm abusing my cat or anything.
Well,
She's
you
a
might start that over because I don't think they
15-pound
heard you all the way across the thing.
Oh, so it's not like I'm abusing my cat by saying that we didn't feed her this morning. She's a 15-pound cat. She's fine. And she has food left in her bowl. You can just see the bottom, so she's freaking out.
Yeah, it's cat stuff. All cat owners understand completely what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So, what do we got? Okay, what did we... Spoiler alert. Had to catch you off guard there. I caught myself off guard too because I almost forgot to say it. So anyway, spoiler alert. We're going to be getting into some spoilery stuff, talking about stuff. So just be warned. Excuse me. So what did we watch this week? For Family Movie Night, we did Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
A
seen
classic.
that one in a while.
It's a great one.
Yeah,
Ohana's
for
Family.
Sure. We watched True Detective on Sunday, of course.
Yeah. And then
You watched your 4th episode of The Office.
I did. And I started watching Defenders during my little workouts in the mornings. Yeah. So let's see. There was something else.
We didn't watch a movie or anything.
I could have swore I stayed up and watched something, but maybe
That's
I didn't.
very possible. But we didn't watch anything.
Oh, Batman and Harley Quinn. That's what I watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird. It's like I like the more adulty DC cartoons that they make, but some of them are hit and miss. And this one, Batman and Harley Quinn, was just it was quirky and weird. Like, yeah, it was
not in a good way.
Yeah, it was kind of
but that's
raunchy. Actually, it was kind of raunchy, and not like in a Seth Rogen funny way. So anyway, moving on.
Number 1 movie this week. Drum roll, please.
I put one in and left.
Oh, but that one was mine from Christmas Vacation.
Oh,
The
okay.
grandpa. Okay.
What?
What a silly waste of resources. It was Glass for the 3rd week in a row.
Yeah. So, I don't know if you guys have seen Glass or if you heard about it or whatever. It's kind of getting some mixed reviews going on, but we saw it. We gave a review about it last week. You can go back and watch that video.
Was that last week? I
Yeah,
think
it was.
Like 2 weeks ago.
No, because Quinn was out last week. It was just you and me. We did that as one of our numbers. I think it was number 1.
Very possible.
So as we go on, we're changing, we're fixing stuff and snipping stuff here and there, trying to make it shorter and better. So one of the things we're going to do from now on is not read all the new releases. That's boring. It's long. It's so we're just
wasted time.
Yeah, we don't waste the resources.
What a silly waste of resources.
So now we're just gonna put it on the screen. There you go.
Vanna White. It's like scrolling down the screen.
Yeah. Wayne's World.
Now that we wasted equal time.
Yeah, right. So, our number 1 pop culture this week. Well, I always say number 1, but they're not really in any specific order. The Batman casting is all over the place. Excuse me. So, like I've seen everything from Nick Jonas, of course. Okay, well, let me premise this first, okay? So, Matt Reeves is the writer and director of the new Batman movie. It's called The Batman. The Batman. Just like classic The Batman, just like classic comics. And they're actually getting back to their roots. And there was an interview earlier last week where he was talking about how actually Ben Affleck is out as Batman. So they're casting a new Batman. Rumor is they're casting a younger Batman. It's going to be a prequel of sorts, and not really sure how or if it's going to fit into the DCEU, or if they're just going to show up and Wonder Woman's going to be like, you look different, you know, or what's going on, or
it's always weird and uncomfortable when they do stuff like that, but you don't know how they're going to do it, and if they're just going to pretend like nothing happened.
Exactly. Yeah, because, I mean, Ben Affleck's Batman was towards the end of his career type thing, even though he still had a lot of life
Batman's
left.
career or Ben Affleck's?
Batman, yeah. Surely Ben Affleck's not going anywhere. Hope he doesn't. He's a talented actor.
As I shrug and I'm like, I don't care. Not a like huge Ben Affleck fan.
Yeah, hit and miss. Like, I'm into some of the stuff he does. Not Geely. He was bad. I didn't see that.
Didn't see that one. How you gonna say it's bad? You didn't see it.
Well, because it was like it was the worst one of his career. So, anyways, what's going on with that is the new Batman movie is going to focus more on him being the world's greatest detective, which other movies have kind of glossed over and touched on, that he has access to certain things and he can figure things out and he's smart, but not really just like him following the trail and tracking down answers.
Sherlock Holmes in it.
Exactly. So this one's going to be more grounded with that type stuff, from what we understand. And they're casting a younger one. But I've seen people like other. Okay, so Joe Jonas. Nick Jonas has thrown his hat into the ring saying he wants to play Batman. We've got Kevin Smith saying John Hamm will be a good Batman. We've got
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson is the new one that everybody's saying is in talks. Right after we heard that Zac Efron was in talks. We've got Kit Harington supposedly in talks. It's like going back and forth. Of all the
ones tossed in, though, he would be the only one that I'd be like, man, I'd be willing to see it. All of the other ones, like, I'm just saying, out of the ones that have been tossed in so far, I would even be like, okay, I'll watch it. But all the other ones, I'd just be like, bro, I'm never watching that.
Really? Jake Gyllenhaal was another one that was thrown into the mix.
I'm talking about the ones that you listed already.
Okay.
Not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, I was not done listening. So.
Well, you weren't done listening?
Listening. Yeah, apparently you weren't done listening.
I was done.
Interrupted. Oh, yeah. Good point. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, there's just, and I think some of these sites are just like, just throwing out different ideas just to see what sticks. You know, it's like they're just throwing it against the wall to see what sticks.
Or they already have them cast and they're just doing it to throw you off the scent.
No, it's not official websites doing this. It's just like nerd sites. Like, hey, who would you like as Batman? These faces. And and somebody on Facebook that I was talking to posted that they heard on the radio that somebody on the radio announced that Zac Efron was officially the new Batman, which is not true. It was in the morning and I was like, oh wow, did they announce it like first thing in the morning and I missed it? So I went back to Twitter and looked through everything, looked through the trade paper emails, and no official announcement made. Things are still up in the air. Everybody's still speculating, but everybody's just kind of throwing things against the wall to see what sticks, because I think there's so much caught up in the character. Like, everybody's invested in Batman and they don't want to see it done wrong. And it's been done well several times. Obviously not every time, which is why, I mean, people have a stake in this. So like here, like I wouldn't mind seeing Zac Efron is one that's growing on me, because I think he's young enough to kick the whole High School Musical thing and everybody, you know, the teenage heartthrob thing. I mean, he's playing
Jeffrey Dahmer, so like he's getting
exactly. He's got the crazy, like with Jeffrey Dahmer coming out. Dominoes.
Dahmer.
Yeah, I was about to say he likes people on his pizza, but yeah. So him playing Jeffrey Dahmer. Either whatever, him playing the people eater is the type of role to show that he could play Batman, because supposedly Jeffrey Dahmer, I thought it was Dahmer.
No.
I thought there was an N in there.
There's not.
Anyways,
I know.
I've been saying Dahmer since I've heard of him, so I've apparently been wrong all this time. So anyways, apparently this serial killer was like a heartthrob. That was one of the things that why he was able to lure women in the way he was. So that's why they cast Zac Efron as this character. Is there an N in it?
No, there's not. But I just want to pitch my little vote about the heartthrob thing. Like, girls, I don't know what y'all are smoking. He was not attractive. Please stop pitching this psychological killer as attractive. That's toxic for yourself. Please don't do that.
Yeah, and it's almost
being
like a glorification
right,
of
exactly.
serial
like
killers.
Like obsessed with how the mind works and things like that is fine, but thinking that people who are just insane.
Yeah, like my sister that sleeps with IDTV on.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not so weird, but like
I love that stuff too.
But being enthralled with someone like that is just sickening.
Yeah.
Like being obsessed with like how the mind works and like what made them tick and nature versus nurture and all of those things. Like that's like a mind trying to understand a mind, but just saying that he's cute.
Yeah, and I this trend has been happening for a long time. Like, this is off the subject, but this trend has been happening with the glorification of serial killers for a long time because it's fascinating.
Yeah.
But I mean, and even with Dexter that ran for several seasons, they were.
I didn't see.
Oh no, I'm not going to spoil it. They were adamant to let you know, even though he's vigilante-ish, they wanted to solidly place him in the bad guy territory.
Right.
To let you know that he's not a good guy.
It's wrong.
It's wrong what he's doing.
Exactly.
And but I think, you know, there's like, it's become a gray area and people are really actually starting to push the glorification. And that's dangerous in society because, you know, you're going to have, oh, well, I became a serial killer because I want to be a superstar, you know. I mean, that's next on the list. I mean, people already do that crap.
Like, my best friend is obsessed with that kind of stuff, but she's not like on the weird side of it. Like, she's on like the sane side of it, where it's just like obsessive, excited to learn about how the brain works and things like that, and like what makes people tick. But I'm sorry, I can't justify people who think that that's like. Yeah.
So back to our main point. Zac Efron.
How did we make that circle?
Well, yeah. So to me, Zac Efron as Jeffrey Dahmer is the type, like, is setting himself up to play Batman.
Right. Yeah.
Because he's the heartthrob and the stone cold killer, the crazy person. To me, it mirrors Christian Bale playing American Psycho. And so the more I hear about Zac Efron and him playing this role, the more on board I am with Zac Efron as the Batman, because he's young enough, he's got the looks, he's got the charm, and I'm buying into him as one day away from becoming the Joker, like this type of crazy. Another person, I'm not really into Robert Pattinson. Jake Gyllenhaal, I would completely buy as Batman. I like Jake Gyllenhaal. He's got the crazy eyes. He's got the charm, the Bruce Wayne type charm. He would be a different type of Bruce Wayne than we're used to, but he would also be a little bit different type of Batman than we're used to. But I think it would be doable. I like Zac Efron. I'm leaning more towards Zac Efron and less towards Jake Gyllenhaal, even though I was on board with Jake Gyllenhaal first. But still, my number one pick is an unknown. And I know usually I follow this up with pitching myself as Batman, which, hey, yeah, absolutely. Somebody give this to Matt Reeves and say, hey, this unknown guy looks like Bruce Wayne and blah, blah, blah. And I got gray wings and everything. And I'm the same age as Jake Gyllenhaal. He's only 2 years younger than me. So anyways, I could play a younger Batman. Anyways, one of the reasons I'm on board for this unknown is because there's so much caught up in people invested in the Batman character. And when you cast a celebrity, they come with baggage and they come with expectations and all this stuff. And half of the people, no matter who you choose, half of the people aren't going to like it. And just like Ben Affleck, I mean, it's going to take a long time for people to come around. And can you really afford to be 2-3 movies deep until people finally adopt this new Batman? So I think just as for casting, it would be better to cast an unknown or a relative unknown. That way there's people are still trying to figure this person out, you know? There's no expectations. There's nothing built in. And you can really just start from scratch. Yeah.
That's honestly the best idea to do right now.
Yeah. So that's my take on it. Our second thing is the Dune reboot. This thing is gaining momentum by the minute. It seems like every time I turn around, there's a new cast member, a new big name signed on to it. As of right now, we've got Javier Bardem.
He was in No Country for Old Men.
Yep. We've got Timothy Chalamet. Timothy Chalamet. Apparently, he's a really big fan favorite, but I'm not sure who he is. The name doesn't ring a bell. Rebecca Ferguson, Stellan Skarsgård, Dave Bautista, Charlotte Rampling, Oscar Isaac, and Zendaya are all on board for this new Dune movie. I wouldn't say a huge fan of the original. I like the original. I own it. I've seen it a couple times. It's long and it's slow, and there's a lot of inner monologue and stuff like that. It's quirky and it's weird and it's fun. I mean, you've got Sting and Kyle MacLachlan fighting in weird body armor.
Timothy Chalamet is he was in Lady Bird, and he's going to be in Beautiful Boy with Steve Carell. So that's probably why he plays Steve Carell's son in that movie. And then he was also in Interstellar.
Really?
Played Tom he played a young Tom.
Huh.
And Call Me by My Name. Call Me by Your Name? Call Me by Your Name. Didn't see that one.
Yeah, that's the Armie Hammer movie where him and a young boy got into a relationship.
Oh, I'm excited to see Beautiful Boy.
I don't think it was an illegal relationship. Like, it was consensual of age thing. But not my cup of tea, but it got a lot of awards.
That was the first listing that he had, so pretty popular for him, I'm sure.
Yeah, apparently it was a very good movie. I'm excited to see what this new Dune is going to come up. Because originally I thought that it was going to be, when I first heard about it, it was going to be a series, like on Amazon or something. And that made the most sense because Dune is such a long story, and there are several books to the story. So it would make sense to do like a Lord of the Rings.
It's hard to cram that kind of thing into one movie.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out with all these hugely talented actors and actresses. Excuse me. So keep an eye out for that one. That one's exciting. It's going to be big. So our next one I'm very excited about. The Dark Universe is back, baby. So if you're not familiar, if you don't remember, it's because it was a non-starter. The Mummy with Tom Cruise, we saw a couple weeks ago. Miss it, we say. So it was a bomb in the box office. There was a lot of Tom Cruising all over the movie.
Quote to Jim Pierce.
Yeah, what did Jim say?
He said that Tom Cruise was Tom Cruising all over that Tom Cruise movie.
Yeah, something like that.
Sorry to misquote Jim.
Yeah. But anyways, Tom Cruise got way too involved and had his hands and changed some of the character aspects, some of the story to kind of promote his character, make his character more important, and ended up being an immortal. It got crazy, it got weird, and it just didn't make a whole lot of sense.
It's like the 4th and 5th Halloween movie. You don't even have to see it. Just skip it. We'll watch this.
Yeah. So, but the Dark Universe was a great idea to take all of the original. That's Ghost Tail, if you don't know, our dog. Yeah, it's not like a ferret or anything. I had to say dog. People know. Anyways,
can we get a ferret?
I would love to have a ferret. Anyways, so the Dark Universe, Universal owns all like the OG monsters, right? You've got the Creature from the Black Lagoon, you got Frankenstein, you've got
Invisible
Dracula,
Man.
Invisible Man. All of these, the Blob, I think, is in that mix maybe. So you've got all these original like OG monsters. And Universal, if you go to Universal Studios, that's like one of the things that they feature. So they're wanting to start their own dark universe with this. And the idea that it seems like the original idea they had with the Mummy was interesting, with Dr. Jekyll kind of overseeing this thing to
like secret society type thing.
Yeah, I mean, there was
potential.
There was a lot of potential, but it didn't play out because it apparently was a complicated piece. And when it's like a house, right? You start moving walls around and moving structure and support beams around, it just can't stand, even though you might think it looks better. You've got to have certain things in place to build a good story. Anyways, those things got moved around. Tom Cruise was the apparent one that was orchestrating it all. Got blamed for that. Anyways, so speaking of Kevin Smith, please no, he wants Wolverine. He wants Tom Cruise to play Wolverine.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's like, it'll make $1 billion. No, please no. Please no. I made a video about that on Twitter and stuff. Anyways, back on target. Blumhouse is I want to say the guy's name is Michael Bloom. I cannot remember the guy that runs it.
Let me get out my handy dandy search bar.
Thanks. So he's been very interested to reboot the Dark Universe, and Blumhouse has been a force.
Jason Blum
Blumhouse has been a force of nature.
He also did the 2018 Halloween.
Yeah, they've been a force of nature in the horror genre as of late, this past several years, and really established themselves. They did Get Out. I mean, just several.
Glass. They did Glass. Truth or Dare, Split,
Happy
Black
Death Day.
Klansman, Happy Death Day, and Insidious.
Yeah. So yeah,
they're all a part of those.
Yeah, they've done some really good work, and have just been known here lately for being the go-to place for good stuff. I think they did Hereditary too. Some people like that. I didn't like it. Anyways, he wants to get his hands on the Dark Universe and reboot it. So Universal gave him a shot. So he is rebooting the Dark Universe. Super excited about this. He's kicking it off with his own version of the Invisible Man. So that's going to be a really interesting. I'm super excited. I can't wait. I want to see it like right now. So that's super exciting. Mm-hmm. Speaking of scary stuff, let's go to number 4, scary stories to tell in the dark.
Yeah, so I'm personally really excited about this, even though I am not like a huge scary movie fan or anything like that. Like, I loved Halloween, but that was different. Like, freaky stuff is just a little bit hard to watch, and it's literally every nightmare you had as a kid. coming to fruition, and it's terrifying, especially the fact that it's being done by Del Toro.
Yeah.
It's just like, please, no, you're gonna actually make me scared to live. Like, please stop.
I love Guillermo del Toro's style and his taste, and he's just.
I feel like he's definitely gonna have to do it justice. Like, I don't foresee him doing this wrong, just because it was like he wrote those books. Like, that is his style. That is everything. Like, you could be in 5th grade, like in the middle of Miss Van's class, reading that, and you're just like, because you just die from fright. Like, you can't. Actually, Miss Van taught my 6th grade, not 5th grade, but whatever.
Yeah. You gotta fact check yourself. Yeah. So
super excited.
The trailer came out during the big game. You can't say that SB word, apparently. that word. Anyways, and it looks really good. From what I understand, see, this was not really like these are like elementary school, junior high books. I was older when they came out. I didn't really get into Goosebumps was still popular when I was a kid.
Oh, Goosebumps.
Yeah, it was huge. It's always popular. But I wasn't a big reader. I like the choose your own adventure books and like self-help type stuff and like history and stuff like that. But anyways, I don't read much fiction. I watch a bunch of fiction. But anyways, I didn't read Goosebumps. I had never really even heard of scary stories to tell in the dark, except for just here and there. So I have no frame of reference of this outside of what I've heard. And from what I understand, these parents were pretty okay with their kids reading Goosebumps, but some parents would not let these books come home with kids because they were very graphic pictures. And when I say graphic, I don't mean like adult. I mean like for kids, they were scary.
Trying to remember it back, I don't think that there were a lot of pictures, so there wouldn't always be a picture with that story. But for one, there might be a couple or something like that. But they were always very, they were black and white. Very, what's the blot thing?
Ink blot.
Yeah, but what's the test? Rorschach thing. Like, they were very like, what do you see in this type thing? Like, you could either decide that you see like a scary scarecrow, which is in the beginning, or you see like a face, like it was kind of like what you interpret from the picture is kind of what I remember. But it was freaky because it always revolved around like ghosty, evil, villainous type mind tricks. Like, to this day, I won't talk about this very long. I'm terrified to have a bed that you can look up underneath, because one of these stories where this woman, she lives in this house, an escaped convict gets out, the police come and knock on her door like, hey, is he here? She's like, no, what's up? And she's like, my dog is under my bed. He licked my hand earlier. They find the dog dead behind the couch. It was the guy under her bed that licked her hand. I'm terrified to have a bed that's off the floor now, because I literally still have nightmares about that. Like, absolutely terrifying to me. So it's that kind of
it's like urban myth type stuff.
Exactly. Like when you read like those Facebook clickbait type things that like, are going to freak you out. Like, it's that kind of thing. Which is why I think that clickbait works, is because as a kid, we read this type of story to story type horror kind of thing, because they never really related or anything like that. It's just kind of like short story to short story. And I think that's why we like clickbait nowadays. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, it was dark outside, and she locked her door, and then she found it unlocked. See what happens next.
Yeah, sort of. I'm trying to think, so I'm sure that it's going to, it comes out in August of this year, which is really cool. I wish it came out in October, missed opportunity. Anyway, I'm trying to figure out what story the main premise of it is. I'm sure it's going to hop from story to story, but the trailer was her,
pimple daily.
The spider in her face. And I vaguely remember that story, but I don't remember what it was called or the title or anything.
Seems like I've heard this is all stuff you hear, and they kind of
yeah, so the official synopsis is It's 1968 in America. Change is blowing in the wind, but seemingly far removed from the unrest in the cities is the small town of Mill Valley, where for generations the shadow of the Bellows family has loomed large. It is in their mansion on the edge of town that Sarah, a young girl with horrible secrets, turned her tortured life into a series of scary stories, written in a book that has transcended time. Stories that have a way of becoming all too real for a group of teenagers who discover Sarah's terrifying tomb.
From what I understand, the images in the trailer look just like the book too.
Oh, like the
thumbnail.
Yeah. So that I remember, but it was black and white. And so like I remember that's fairly similar. But it was black and white.
See, this is how you do like a remake or take something that has a fan base and turn it into a film.
Yeah.
You don't say, okay, well, you know what? It's got a huge fan base and it warrants making a film. So we're going to do our own thing and just use the shell of this thing as a vehicle for our own ideas.
Like nobody wants that.
That's baloney. Yeah. You use the dang thing, the essence of what the people love about it and go with that. Like it's not fan service. That's what
we're asking for. We're not asking for the other crap.
Yeah. Anyways, anything else to say about that?
No.
All right. That's all we got to say about that. So the big game that was this weekend, this is our number 5 thing, but there's a lot packed into this one.
Yeah. So we're going to try and make it quick.
Yeah, there was so much this game. That
makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's the point. So, like half my family is from St. Louis, and like the Rams, when they moved to St. Louis, went to the Super Bowl, won the Super Bowl. I'm pretty sure they won. It's been a long time, but like Kurt Warner. Super quarterback did really well at first, but then just like and they didn't do so hot, and the fans just weren't there, and the owners just weren't really invested in the city, and things didn't go well, and they ended up moving them last year to Los Angeles. So guess what? Boom, their first year there. Guess what? They go to the Super Bowl. It's like my brother especially, who was a huge Rams fan, and because family from St. Louis. I was born in St. Louis. He wasn't lucky enough to have that honor, but so he's very bitter about the whole thing. Plus, I also lived in Louisiana for 5 years, so I'm kind of a Saints fan too. So I'm kind of pissed about that. So just the whole thing around, and I don't like the Patriots because they're dang cheaters, and I don't like the whole alpha male. Oh, you just don't like us because we're the best, and I don't like all that bull crap. It's like, take that bravado BS and just shove it. I cannot stand that. Don't be a hole. Anyways, so I mean, if you're good, be good. I mean, that's fine. You've earned it. But don't be a jerk about it.
And you didn't earn it. You cheated.
Yeah. It's like, people posting this hard out here for a Patriots fan. It's like, oh, yeah. Go crawl back under your rock, you Neolithic caveman. Anyways.
Wow. Shots to the caveman.
Yeah. So easy.
Cavemen everywhere are so pissed right now. How could
really
you walk around in their Saints jersey? Like, what? Really?
I'm a Saints fan.
No, I'm saying the cavemen are walking around in their Saints fan, like, wow, you're going to compare us to Patriots.
Oh, gotcha. So this whole thing was just, I mean, a cluster F from the beginning. Neither one of these teams involved needed to even be there. More than half the people in the U.S. didn't care about this game. It was the lowest rated Super people tuning in the past decade.
And the people like us who only tuned in for the commercials and the halftime show were sorely disappointed too.
Yeah, it wasn't that great.
It sucked.
And also Billy said, my brother, said that he saw that this was actually like the second lowest rated Super in history. Like it was second to worst. So there's a lot. The Super I had to bleep myself out.
I hadn't even said it. Yeah. Did I say it?
I don't know. I'll bleep it out. So anyways, the halftime show, I'm a big Maroon 5 fan. Who isn't? But and everybody's excited about the SpongeBob thing. But
you didn't even do it justice. You were like, oh, it's going to be there. Mm-hmm. Here it is. Here it is. Yeah. That's it. A freaking hockey game did it better. Did you see that? Mm-hmm. So a game in maybe Dallas or something like that, like an NHL game, did a halftime show that was SpongeBob. What? It was amazing. It was everything good in the world. And it was like, where are you at, SB? What are you doing?
Man, I wish I'd have seen that. I gotta go back and watch it.
It's on Twitter.
Okay,
I think it just happened like yesterday or something.
Somebody posted that it's like, so the whole premise of the SpongeBob halftime show was, Squidward was all scared that this was going to happen. And that was the clip they showed. And then it ended up turning out to be good. And somebody said, we're living in an alternate universe where Squidward was right. And it was horrible. So, it started off really rocky. Obviously, Adam Levine could not hear himself. He was off. His voice didn't sound right. And then when Big Boy came out, it wasn't long enough to. I mean, it was almost like, I don't know. It was a huge Maroon 5 show with a hat tip to people here.
Yeah, and literally Maroon 5 didn't even sing "Sweet Victory" or anything related to it. It was pretty disappointing.
Like the best part of the show was when Big Boy came out. Was everybody but Maroon 5, except for when Maroon 5 did "She Will Be Loved," and that little part was pretty good with the lanterns.
Yeah, the drone lanterns.
The drone lanterns, which was cool. So there are so many memes out about Adam Levine's nipples, freeing the nipple, and
well, because there's been so much controversy about like past nipples for the big game.
Janet Jackson, like a meme with Janet Jackson's like, and then it's like I go to the bar, say only one drink, 2 hours later.
I saw this one is the episode from The Office where Dwight and Michael, so the Michael Scott Paper Company is up and running, and Dwight's been passing his information over, and he comes and he's like, are you wearing a wire or whatever? And Dwight drops his pants and takes his shirt off. And he was like, Adam Levine. Probably my favorite one yet.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I did get something out of it though, because I now know what to do anytime I feel the show going downhill. I'll just take my shirt off.
Fair enough.
I mean, if you took your shirt off, we'd probably get a lot more likes, but anyways.
I'd probably get sued.
So anyway, yeah, that was bad.
Please say yeah a couple more times. Then you might fit in with the Little John commercials.
So there were some pretty great commercials. The Pepsi commercial with Steve Carell, Cardi B, Little John. Is that who all was in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all the famous, like, sorry to you B characters. That was all of like the super famous people that were in it.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the extended version, I highly encourage you to go look it up.
Yeah. Another good one was the Doritos commercial with Chance the Rapper and Backstreet Boys. Another one of my doppelgangers apparently are in the Backstreet Boys. So there's, anyways. So what we got? We got the Chunky Milk commercial was disgusting.
That literally killed me.
Then we got some heartwarming ones. The Verizon First Responders one was really good.
My heart.
Yeah.
How you just gonna throw that in there like that?
Yeah. The Xbox handicap controller was really sweet. That was
very
pretty
cool.
Awesome.
I did not know that, so that's very cool.
The New York Post ad, like if you take it out of context, it was a really good ad for the New York Post. But when you throw it right back into all the politics and what's happening in the world today, it's like, oh yeah, we're screwed.
Yeah. It's like, wow, can I move planets, please? When's Mars going to be ready? Because I'm really tired of this.
Track Elon Musk. He's working on it.
Yeah. I'd rather him just make our planet better, but that's fine too.
Well, he's working on that too.
He hasn't run for office yet, so I don't think he's making it that much better.
I'm concerned that I don't think he would make a good politician. I like him where he's at. I'm concerned he's on the verge of becoming a super villain. But like there's one bad experience. Yeah, he's basically Batman.
Less attractive than Batman is supposed to be. No offense, but those who think Elon Musk is attractive, I really want to like dig through your brain and see what's popping.
What kind of gobbledygook is going on there? What did I just say? Yeah.
We were on the New York Post.
The New York Post, democracy dies in the dark.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, very.
It's upsetting that we have to like point out that people should report actual news and not like.
Yeah, not just say what they think would be nice to be true. So yeah, without getting too political, we're gonna move on. We'll try to stay away from that stuff. And so all right, we got some pretty great new trailers. Basically, Jordan Peele is running the universe now, and I'm all for it. We got the new Us trailer. We got the new Twilight Zone trailer. I'm kind of upset that this is going to be on the subscription service for CBS, along with Star Trek that's on there, because I'm pissed off because I already got CBS. Why I want to get CBS 2.0 and have to pay for both?
Not even 2.0, like 1.2579. Like it's not going to be worth it. It's not like an extra better type thing. Like.
But that's what I'm mad about, is because they're putting their better shows on the thing to make you pay for that, which is dumb because, I mean, why?
Like, I don't understand why y'all are not taking the warning. If too many of y'all do this, we'll just boycott all subscription services and we won't even have TV. We'll just depend on Twitter and YouTube.
Subscription stuff is getting out of hand because like it was supposed to like free us from cable and all this stuff, but now it's getting to where there's so many that it costs just as much as cable, and cable's prices have come down. So it's kind of like a level playing field now. And then you're gonna have people like CBS that are trying to double dip.
Yeah.
It's like, quit. And AMC's got one now, but it seems like it's just all their same shows just available more often or blah, 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 which is how it should be. You know, what happened back in the day where you could watch something on TV and then just go to their website and prove that you got cable and watch it?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, that's true.
Anyways, Toy Story 2, Toy Story 4, also another one that Jordan Peele is in.
He's the voice of one of the characters.
Yeah, Key and Peele are the two carnival characters that were kicking Buzz Lightyear to infinity and my foot. So that looks really cute. I really hope that they come through, that this is a story worth telling, because Toy Story 3 was so amazing.
My only comment about it is I didn't think about this until here recently, but I'm so very thankful that pretty much all the Toy Stories, they've had a man be the damsel in distress. Like, not once was it Jesse or a man or anything like that. Like, they have a guy. I said a man, but whatever.
Yeah, I was going to let it pass.
Sorry. No, please don't. They have men that are the damsel in distress type characters, which is really interesting to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because they had to rescue Buzz, and then they had to rescue Woody, and then they had to rescue themselves.
Now Buzz again, apparently.
Yeah. So, yeah, please, I trust Pixar. They've got a great track record, but this one has me a little worried.
So I'm a little nervous because Finding Dory was not amazing. It was great.
I thought it was fun.
It was definitely
It was not
fun.
Finding Nemo amazing.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's like it was great. It was a really good movie. It was a good storyline and everything like that. But it wasn't Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And so you've got 3 Toy Stories that have come before.
Yeah.
Literally.
It was more on par with normal good movies.
Right,
Not just
yeah.
incredible.
Yeah. So that's why I'm a little bit worried. But even Incredibles 2. That was Pixar.
Our standards are way up there now because of so many.
Was it
great
Incredibles Pixar?
movies. Yep.
So I mean, like Incredibles 2 was good and had some really good parts, but it wasn't Incredibles.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
kind of that's the hard part of doing a movie that you made originally, like 10 years ago, and then you've got the second one coming. So
but you've
much
had
further
so
out.
much time to try.
But they're also targeting a different group because rather than targeting us like they should have, they targeted younger generation, and they should have targeted us, which is what I hope that they do with Toy Story 4.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's just my opinion about Toy Story 4. Super excited about Twilight Zone.
Yes, I cannot wait, and I'm still kind of ticked out about the CBS All Access thing.
Yeah, for sure. But excited to see it nonetheless.
So the Bud Light deal, ongoing storyline was pretty funny. Like I like when companies do this, but the Game of Thrones reference kind of like when I first saw it, I was like, oh, this is pretty great. And so some people are actually kind of bothered because all the characters were out of reference, you know, and just kind of like, just kind of thrown in there. And it's like, you've got Franken Mountain that's bringing a dragon. It's like they're not connected in any way.
Yeah.
But anyways, I thought it was I thought it was just kind of like a very loose, fun thing.
Yeah, it would have been really good if they had just left the dragon part out. Like it was just really good. But
it was overkill.
Hardcore fans who are like the only ones who would have got the mountain reference without the dragon. So I feel like they had to have done that because people who haven't maybe seen Game of Thrones that much or only know about it would not have gotten that was the mountain from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, and the whole thing where he smashed the Bud Knight's head and the guy was like, oh!
Yeah, that was funny.
That was pretty great. Little cues like that were great, but the dragon thing just kind of went too far. Mm-hmm. But how are you going to have an alcohol commercial and a Game of Thrones crossover and not have Tyrion in the mix?
I'm glad at least that they didn't act like Tyrion would be a Bud Light drinker because that would have been a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
I'm not going to believe that Tyrion's going to drink Bud.
True. Well, I think Tyrion, he's a wine drinker, of course, but I think Tyrion's going to drink whatever. Had they, like, after they smash the head, leave the dragon out, after they smash the head and have Tyrion sit there and just like, just have like a big ale and just be like, yeah, or something and take a drink. That would have been like a nice close. And then, yeah. But anyways, let's see. We got Marvel doing the most. Disney paid for a bunch of spots here. So they got like Toy Story, they got Captain Marvel, they got Endgame, but there was no Star Wars trailer. So people are kind of pissed about that because Star Wars comes out at the end of the year and we don't have a teaser yet.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. I keep forgetting.
And there's a lot.
What's Star Wars?
It's the
like which one?
9.
9?
Yeah, episode 9. So that's a whole nother subject right there. There's a lot of mixed messages coming out about that, whether it's good or it's not, and whether you can believe them. But anyways, so Captain Marvel comes out next month. Yeah, you got an eyelash right there. Saved your life.
But you didn't let me wish.
Oh, sorry.
It's gone.
You weren't supposed to see that it was gone. My bad. I stole your wish. I'm your wish come true, though. Don't even. She took.
I feel like I make that joke way too much.
Yeah, you started making me nervous. Taking her ring off, her engagement ring. So, anyways, Twilight Zone. Oh, I'm sorry. I already said Twilight Zone.
What are you even reading?
I don't even. I'm so lost right now.
It says Olay. I don't know why. What?
Oil of Olay. Why do I say oil of Olay? What is that? That's not even a thing.
That's one of my good friend's last name. I don't know.
What?
Aries? No, Olivo.
Oh. Oh, I was just going to mention that I remember the Sarah Michelle Gellar commercial with the face cream was funny.
I don't remember that one.
Remember her phone, she was trying to call the police and they didn't recognize her.
Yeah. Buffy.
Yeah.
That's all you had to say.
Anyways.
That's my Buffy. I grew up on that Buffy. I don't remember OG Buffy.
I didn't watch that Buffy
That's
because
before my time.
I was into the TV movie before the show came out. And I was like, oh, this is a ripoff. Anyways, another rabbit trail. So Captain Marvel comes out next month, and there's been a lot of trailers come out, but and people are speculating what the thing is, but I don't think they've given the movie away too much. Just new interesting stuff. So that's a lot of fun. I really can't wait to see that. Some of the screeners for Captain Marvel are out, and they've reported saying that it did really well. Like they're saying that it's probably one of the best Marvel movies, which, I mean, of course they're going to say that, but Marvel would say that. But the screeners usually, like, you hear whether it's not doing well or if it is or whatever. So those are usually, you can usually trust those, and it's doing well in the screenings. So that's good. Plus, it's the movie that comes out right before Endgame. So we got new footage of Endgame. And all of this, of course, Kevin Feige, head of Marvel, said is going to be in the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie. So they're not giving away anything. And there's a lot of spots, or not a lot of spots, but there's a couple spots where you see the Avengers lined up. And then there's a blank spot. And so people are like, oh, that's obviously somebody that's been like edited out of the thing, and there's somebody they're not trying to reveal right there, because they did the same thing when Thor Ragnarok came out. In the trailer, he had both eyes, and also with the last Avengers movie, there were pieces in the trailer that didn't show up in the movie, like where Hulk was running as they were running in Wakanda to attack the aliens, and Hulk was with them, and he only hulked out in the first of the movie, and not since. So that was obviously a misleading thing. What?
Well, I thought Bruce Banner was in the big thing.
He was in the Hulk Buster armor.
Yeah,
but
that's the only thing that showed. I don't remember it showing.
No, it did. Well, there was a clip with the Hulk Buster armor, but it never really showed who was in it. And everybody speculated that it was going to be him, or hoped it would be him, and it turned out that it was. But there was a clip where Hulk was with Captain America and everybody rushing, in the field, and he was with them, and that never happened.
I personally like when they do that. I don't like to see the movie before I go to watch it.
Yeah, I love it because it just makes it that much more fun to try to figure it out. So yeah, Endgame, I can't say any more besides I'm just super excited for this movie, and I love everything they're doing, and it seems like I could try to break this down, but I'm going to try to do it super quick. It seems like we get confirmation for a time jump, even though she doesn't agree that the hair length for Black Widow is.
I just don't think that that's strong enough evidence.
Okay, so all right, so here's another piece of evidence. When you're going in and they're having the meeting in the high school gym or wherever they are with Captain America, there are posters already. So there's already a national campaign for what do we do now that they're gone. So
yeah, I definitely think there was a time jump. I'm just saying that I don't necessarily think that scene can be, like, I can't say the 100% that's in the time jump. I mean, I assume that it is, but I don't think her hair being a little bit longer in a braid is the evidence that should propel that scene. Whatever.
It's like chin length.
Also, have you never heard of extensions?
Yeah, but I mean, in a movie like that, like Black Widow just going to go, you know what? I want to wear extensions
But for
today.
the trailer, they very well might put something like that in there.
To be misleading. I could see that.
That's all I'm saying is that I don't think it's enough evidence to say that beyond a shadow of a doubt, that scene is from a time jump.
Okay, I see your point now. Okay, that makes sense. So, yeah, that's all I got for Endgame. Besides, you see people edit it out. You see, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, not as Ronin. So he's got his arrows on his back and everything.
As Ronin?
Ronin is the character that he in the last one they teased where he's got the sword. Uh-huh. That's who he is when he's.
Okay, y'all, I'm not like a big nerd. So when they reuse names like this, it is mega confusing for me. Ronin, the purple guy from Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, not Ronin the Accuser. You're right. I forgot about that.
That is confusing to me. I'm like, what? Happy Ronin?
Ronin as in like Japanese culture Ronin. Yeah.
So probably pronounced a little different, maybe?
Maybe. A Ronin's basically a rogue with no master. Like a rogue samurai.
So like the 47 Ronin or whatever. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Kind of.
And the more I say Ronin, the more it sounds wrong. So correct me if I'm not saying the right word.
And the fact that I know how many days before this movie comes out only because our wedding is 2 days after it. Mm-hmm. So 79 days before Endgame.
Another 79?
79 days before for Endgame.
79?
Yeah, because we have 81 days.
Oh, okay. That's right. I was thinking
81 days before the wedding, and it comes out 2 days before.
Yeah. So gotcha. Yeah. So another reason I'm super excited and can't wait for that to come there. Because I'm getting married.
Yeah.
To this beautiful lady here. Yeah.
You just called me beautiful. You can't take it back.
That was not a beautiful noise.
Okay.
Okay. So, yep. That's it for the top 5. I'm sorry. I do have to mention this. Everybody is speculating that Thor and Rocket are in Wakanda, but I don't think so. If you look behind Rocket, you can see like some fish traps and there's like a beach and a mountain. And I want to say that they're in some Norwegian country and Thor went back home to that area because they talked about, she's raising her hand. They talked about in the last Thor movie when what's his dad's name?
I'm not gonna tell you because that's my theory. I think that's where Odin died. Yeah, it's like the area around where Odin kind of left. You know, I think that he went back to there to really kind of hone into his roots and know what he knew because he can't go home. He doesn't have a home
and he even said that this could be. That's where the people are. That's where home is. Mm-hmm.
And another theory or another reason why I think you're right is because that area is very into like I'm not speaking Norse for their belief system, but it's very founded in mythology and things like that. From. And so I think that why wouldn't he go somewhere where there's probably more people who believe in Thor and believe in the mystical beings and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though they were left at the end of the last movie in Wakanda, I think everybody's kind of going their own ways, and Thor is really into a depression.
Oh, absolutely. He's dealing with Thor has always been a character who feels like things are his fault, very much
and he
Tony.
wins,
Yeah.
And and plus the last blow he dealt to Thanos, he didn't kill him right off because he wanted to look him in the eye, and that was his mistake.
And he didn't cut off his arm.
Mm-hmm.
Why in the world would you not cut off his arm?
Yeah,
stupid.
So it looks like Rocket shows up there, or he's either with Rocket. And they're together, which I don't know why he would bring Rocket with him outside.
Well, Rocket has nobody anymore either, and neither does Thor.
True.
Thor's alone, and so is Rocket.
Yeah, but Rocket could go get Thor.
I think they're together. I think it's like a roommate scene, like all of those spin-off type little.
And one little Easter egg that people are noticing: if you brighten up the scene of where Rocket comes in the door, if you brighten it up a little bit and you turn your saturation up,
he's wearing his original blue suit from the comics. That's kind of like a button up on both sides, kind of like a.
I honestly, how in the world do y'all think of these things? If you turn your brightness all the way up, as well as the saturation, you can define that you really are a nerd. Like, what in the world? How did y'all think of this?
Well, because it looks like, even just normally, it looks a little different. Not anything he's worn in the past. So people are like, wait a minute, is that the OG suit? So
I mean, that's cool that people think of stuff like that to look for.
Yeah, and I get to watch the videos, so it's cool. Anyways, so got anything else?
No.
All right, so we're done with the top 5. Now we're going to talk about some True Detective.
We're not even done.
Yep.
Did not even realize.
So we're going to talk about True Detective just a little bit. Broken Detective is our True Detective segment. I was in this show for. I was in it. I was a blur in the background. On
a really
4.
talented blur in the background, if I might say.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate that. I did my best. So yeah, the story is great. It's still good. I think that it's. I didn't see season 2, so I can't speak to that. But I loved season 1. I think it's on par with season 1. It's different. So it's not. I don't think it's just like a rip off of season 1 or anything like that. It's going its own way. I can't wait to see how it plays out because there's a lot of things to consider. So apparently for this past episode, Wayne and his wife have the weirdest relationship where every time they get pissed at each other, they want to have sex. Every time he's about to accuse her of cheating or thinks she's been unfaithful, he wants to screw her. And that is just
No. Might I correct you? It's not him. It is her. Every time she has started unbuttoning her dress or pulling down her pantyhose.
Well, this episode, when they walked into the door, she was getting into the fridge, and he stopped at the door and started derobing.
But that's the first time they were ever together. And might I add?
No, that was in the 90s, right after they got back from his partner's house.
No, that was when he got shot. That's when what's his face with the lip got shot. That was in the 80s.
Come home from the
Woodard's
hospital.
house.
You're right.
So a lot of times, situations where people have a lot of adrenaline going on, it propels them into things like that. And so it's not that shocking that was his reaction to that. Have you ever seen like a movie where they're like, oh my gosh, we almost died. Smooch.
Yeah. And that doesn't make nothing. It doesn't happen that way in real life. That's why it's odd.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, what I'm saying is that I don't think that it can be projected on Purple that he's the one doing that. Yeah. I think that she is also psychotic in the sense that that's her solution to it. And that's toxic.
Yeah, they're definitely toxic for each other.
Yeah, absolutely. Which they've teased since the beginning. Yeah. And even in the intro they tease it and things like that.
And that's kind of like their draw to each other. It's like they're the same kind of crazy.
Messed up. Yeah. What I was going to say about season 1 and season 3 relating is I thought it would be really hard to watch season 3 without Matthew McConaughey and
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I almost forgot his name for a second. Without Woody Harrelson. But it has, they picked equally amazing actors to portray and, really get you loving them in a way.
Yeah, and I was immediately on board with Mahershala Ali. And I was kind of wondering about Stephen Dorff, but he has been amazing.
My favorite.
Yeah.
For sure. My favorite character right now.
And one little thing, if you didn't notice, in the beginning credits, Woody Harrelson and Matthew McConaughey are producers. They swap their names
They do.
They do.
I don't think that
Go back and watch. Mark my words, they do. They swap it every time.
I think you'll just notice it at different times.
No, you'll see Matthew McConaughey's name first, and then you'll see Woody Harrelson's name. Next episode, you'll see Woody Harrelson's name first, then Matthew McConaughey.
Why would they make such
because
a little
stuff like that is in contracts? I swear, your name on a poster, your agent assigns stuff like that.
Okay.
because it's psychological where people see a number and place of importance and where your name is listed.
Woody,
I'm telling you, it's a big
if
deal.
y'all have a representative like that, please stop. Like, no, but I don't.
I'm telling you,
care.
it's a thing. It's a thing.
I mean, it might be a thing. What I'm saying is that's petty. That is like the 2019 level of petty that people are aspiring to be.
It's standard in the industry, and you're talking about an industry that is based on people's looks.
Right, I get that, but what I'm saying is that doesn't make it okay.
Yeah, but there is some credit to it, because like subliminally where you see people's names listed lets you know where their importance in the movie is too. So
okay,
I mean, and it calls back to old Hollywood,
guy
like
has
where
been
people's
his name
names
is
go.
in there like 50 times.
Who? Oh, Nick.
I was making a Parks and Rec joke because Kalamazoo is her last name.
Let's wrap up True Detective. So him and his partner, they have the cutest old man relationship though. Yeah. So that's apparently like the only good relationship in his life, besides his son taking care of him.
The only part that I didn't really love about the last episode is like the whole tear thing is like the reason that they didn't wipe away their tears, you know, when they're crying when they're old men, is because of makeup. Like I can't figure out a different reason why they wouldn't wipe that away. Like no one just lets tears just run down their face. Like no one does that. But like even after like a solid 5 minutes, they've already changed the subject and they have not wiped it away. Like no one does that. So the only thing I can think of is that it would smudge some old man makeup that they have on.
I don't know.
Which also, please, can y'all talk to the people who did the makeup for Glass, because they did not make that lady look old right. I thought she had been burned.
Sam Jackson's mom's character.
Yes, I felt so bad. I was like,
Charlotte Harris.
Yeah, it's not Charlene Harris, I don't think.
Yeah, I think it's Charlotte Harris.
She's an author. But y'all need to talk to her, because somebody did not do her justice with her makeup. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, she looked like a burn victim.
Yeah.
For all we know, her son is Mr. Glass. For all we know, he was testing her.
Yeah, but you told me she wouldn't burn.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm just teasing. Anyway, so that's it for True Detective. Who do you guys think took the kids, killed the boy, has the girl? What is going on? Who do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Also, I mean, we also forgot, what are you guys watching this week? We always talk about what we're watching. What are you guys into this week? So I think we might do let's do a separate episode for The Walking Dead. There's a lot going on. It starts again this next Sunday, but if you have AMC Premiere, you might have already watched it because you have access to it. It came out this past Sunday.
But if you do, we don't. So please don't spoil it.
Yeah, no spoilers,
We don't like that. If we're going to be spoiled, we like to look up the spoil, not have it hit us in the face.
I'll always give a spoiler alert if you're going to spoil.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that's it. Any last words? Any
thank
last
goodness.
thoughts?
Just kidding.
All right, so that's it for us. Thanks for watching. Whether you're watching on Facebook, I keep saying Facebook, on YouTube, or if you're listening by podcast, we appreciate you. Thanks for tuning in. And you can check out the anyways, I can't speak today. Don't forget to check out the website. It's www.broken.picturesno.com. You can check out the store. That's broken.pictures/store. And you can find us on Facebook, Broken Pictures Social, Instagram and Twitter are broken__ social. On Patreon, we are Broken Pictures. And if you would like, share, subscribe to the channel, we'd appreciate that. And we'll see you guys next time. This is Dylan.
And I'm Lydia.
Saying peace.
Just you.